Okay, alright. We're out here again. Okay, we are the Israelites. That's the Most High's given mercy, man. In these last days to call back to remembrance who we are. As for our sins and our iniquities, the Most High took away our heritage, man. He took away our identity and everything that made us us. Alright? And made us a no people because of our sins. But now in these last days, the Most High has shown his great mercy and his great love for our nation, okay, by giving us back the knowledge that we once knew, alright, in order to gain access to deliverance, man, to the kingdom to come, alright. He's also given us his great name and the name of his son, whose name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. That's right. Okay, and we're all gonna start by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Alright. Okay, double honors to our elders, the great most known, that taught us this truth. Okay? And all the Akim out there, all the brothers that are teaching this truth in sincerity, man. We all got demons on us, but we pray for repentance, man. That's right. Alright, so go ahead.
This is Luke 14 and 15, and it says, and when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these things, he said unto him, Blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of the Most High. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and fed many, and sent his servants at the supper. This is Luke 14 and 7. It says, and he put forth a parable to those which were bidden, when he marked how they chose out the chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding,
you are bidden of any man to a wedding, well,
sit not down in the highest room.
Don't go there and say, yeah. Go sit over there. Sit at the highest seat, because you want to get the best seats. You step in. You know, first come, first serve, right? So you think he's gonna go up there and get the best seats. Go ahead.
And it says, lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him, and he that bade thee, and he come and said to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room.
Yeah, just in case the guy who's guesting the whole thing comes around and says, listen, so I'm gonna have to ask you to move and to sit over there because there's more honorable guests out here, so I'm gonna put them here, and then you go and sit down there. And then you look like a fool. You brought shame upon yourself. Go ahead.
Verse 10, and it says, but when thou art bidden, go and sit down at the lowest room.
So when you're bidden, you enter in, take the L. And even if you are a man of honor, still sit at a lower seat. Just in case, you know, just for you know, just being careful. Okay?
And it says that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
Read that part again.
Verse 11, it says, for whosoever exalteth himself, verse 10, and it says, but when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room.
Right.
That when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee.
Right, so basically you shouldn't be about glorifying yourself, man, when you're in this truth. Okay, when you're in this truth, it's all about humility, man. That's the key thing that our Lord brothers in this truth need to learn how to master. Okay, you need to master the art of taking rebuke, even when you know you was in the right. Because it's not about nitpicking, man. Okay, even when you know that the judgment that was passed on you was misjudged. It wasn't judged correctly. just know that your affairs with another man is not important. It's about your affair with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It's about him. Because he saw what happened.
Right.
He saw what happened. And he knows that your cause. He knows your cause. He knows your innocence. Alright? So in the end, the Most High will judge between who's right and who's wrong. In the end. So don't try and fight yourself. Because you're not in a position to fight a man who's in a higher position than you. Because that man who's in a higher position can easily kick you out the camp. Even if you was in the right and he was in the wrong. You're not in a position really to fight. So really take the L and pour out your complaint before the Lord. And that coincidence really is a test of what you're gonna do. Are you gonna get carnal and try to fight uphill? And you have no position, you have no power or influence. But you wanna fight. Oh yeah, but he said this though. Why are you cussing me out for what I did? Like a little child. Don't know how to take a little punch, even when you didn't deserve it. Sometimes, I understand, sometimes you're in a situation where it's like, why is he cursing me out for? I didn't do nothing. But sometimes it's taken. So especially if you know it's not important. If it's not important, big deal. Alright? Because we're men. That's why I said, he that exalteth himself shall what? Be abased. Okay? And he that abaseth himself, in the end, what's going to happen to him? He's going to be what? Exalted. Alright? So that's what the scriptures say, the volume of this book. The book that we all claim to believe in, right? We believe in this book. So therefore it's instructing us to abase yourself. To abase yourself. Okay? We have something? Go on.
This is Psalms 51, verse 16. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Yahweh are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O Yahweh, thou not despise. And the word contrite means to be humble. So the Lord's saying, if you're humble, he's not going to despise that. But if you're exalting yourself like you're someone, when you're nothing, then you'll be abased, man. Goes with what the brother's saying. Even Apostle Tahar said that. He said, if you're in a camp and maybe you think something's gone wrong, whatever, just take it, because the Heavenly Father sees all your works. He sees it.
And that's the most important thing. Because it's pointless you trying to get a man to see it. Because a man can only reward you to such an extent. But the Most High, his rewards are limitless.
He sees everything.
Alright? He knows your cause and he knows your character. Sometimes it's best, a man that saith little is esteemed a man of understanding. But a fool is known by what? His many words. He's always back talking, running his mouth. But a man of understanding, he won't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He keeps it inward. Alright, so that's going into this parable, man. Okay? A guy just quickly wants to take the glory.
Well, it's Proverbs 15 and 33, and it says, the fear of Yahweh is the instructions of wisdom, and before honor is humility.
Right, before honor is humility. So humility comes first, okay? So go ahead.
It's about to Luke 14, and I read 11 again, and it says, whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Then said he also to him that bade him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper, call not thy friend, nor thy brethren. says, "Go not thy friend, not thy brethren, neither thy kinsman, nor thy rich neighbor, lest they also beat thee again, and a recompense be made thee. But when thou makest a feast for the poor and the maimed and the lame and the blind."
So when you make a feast, men are called the blind, the weak, the maimed, and the whole man. All right.
Back to Luke 14. And from again it says, "They said he also to him that bed." Back to Luke 14. And from again and it says, "They said he also to him that bed him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper,
You make a dinner or a supper where
call not thy friend, nor thy brethren,
don't call your friends or your brethren where
neither thy kinsmen,
your kinsmen where
nor thy rich neighbors,
your rich neighbors.
this they also beat thee again, and a recompense be made thee.
Where
But when thou makest a feast for the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind."
so when you call a feast, call out the poor people. Because they're gonna appreciate what you've done for them. They're gonna appreciate the fact that you recognize them. Alright? Because they need the food. Okay? Go ahead.
And it says, verse 14, "And thou shalt be blessed, for they cannot recompense thee."
Exactly. You understand? Because a rich man can recompense you. You're only doing that because you know that, oh yeah, when he has a feast, he'll bring something for me. I ain't gonna bring a poor person. Because how is he gonna pay me? That's wicked. That's of a wicked nature. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how systems always was, man. You know, rich people would look after other rich people. They would never look after the poor. And that's how you had uprisings, man. You had the poor rising up against the rich. Because the poor were being exploited by the rich, man. Okay? That's why you had sedition. Okay? That's why you had seditions. Because the poor wasn't being recognized. Just like in this kingdom, bro. Just like in this kingdom, because the poor are being exploited, man, by the rich, by the Edomites, by the so-called whites, Europeans, man. Okay? And that's why it's only going to be a matter of time before Satan's kingdom is obviously divided right now, and it's going to fall to shit, man.
And it says, "For thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just."
Right, exactly. So this person who's taking care of the poor, this person is not an atheist. This person believes in the Most High. And that person believes that there will be a reward for taking care of the poor. Okay? So when we're out here preaching this gospel, what are we doing? The main brothers that come into this truth are brothers that have issues with it. Brothers that are actually catching help. Alright? Go ahead.
back to Luke 14 and 15, it says, and when one of them that sat amidst him, and it says, and when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these things, he said unto him, blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of the Most High.
Right? Blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of the Most High. Alright? When you say eating bread, that's like a dainty thing. Eating bread, man. You're going to be benefiting in the kingdom of the Most High. Right? But the other nations, are they going to be benefiting? Are they going to be eating bread? According to prophecy, they're going to be slaves in the kingdom of the Most High. They're going to be servants, okay? Slaves and handmaids in the kingdom of the Most High. They're not going to be eating bread. They're going to be eating the crumbs that are full from our table. Just like Lazarus, just like we were eating the crumbs that fell from the table of the rich man. Because the rich man, he was eating bread. Esau, he's eating bread right now. He's living in the nice, plush neighborhoods, okay? He's gentrifying all our neighborhoods, all right? That's what these devils is doing. They're gonna pay for it, devil. They're gonna be eating crumbs in our kingdom. They ain't even gonna be eating crumbs, because Lazarus, because when the tables turned, the rich man wasn't eating no crumbs. He was eating the fire in hell. That's what he was eating. And he was eating so much fire that his ass was begging for a drop of water, man. So he wasn't eating no damn crumbs, man. So we should be thankful that we're getting crumbs, because Esau's not gonna get no damn crumbs, man. He's gonna be eating fire, man. The brimstone and the hellstones, man.
And it's not even just that,
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
He's gonna get his ass whooped.
And then he's gonna get his ass through round
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's it, yeah. Well, brother, that's gonna be his breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Esau's not gonna be used to seeing water, man. He's not gonna remember the taste of water in the kingdom.
Clean
Okay.
water anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, clean water, man. And we're gonna make sure his water has some type of chemical in it, man. We're gonna make sure it's got fluoride in it or something. We're gonna put something in his water, man.
Yeah.
Look, he did it to us.
That's it.
He did it to us, man. We gonna GMO is goddamn H2O, man. Let's see what comes out. Go on.
Hey, brother, there go your experiment man right there. That's the experiment man.
Isaiah 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and thy noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and worms cover thee.
Right, so that's talking about the degradation of Esau's society, of his system, man, of his establishment, of his so-called kingdom. All right? If you see, the glory that he once had is gone, man. All right? There was once upon a time, we couldn't even walk on the same side of the road with Esau, man.
Look him in the eye.
Hold on, wait. Once upon a time, we couldn't even share the same public toilets with them. Okay, that's how highly esteemed they declared themselves to be. You know, they were really at the pinnacle of their supremacy. You know what I'm trying to say? We couldn't even go to the same schools. Like if an Israelite man was found with an Edomite woman, the Emmett Till, what happened to Emmett Till? He got his head bashed in, man. When they found him, he would recognize his ass, man. That's how badly they mashed him up. You could get put to death for doing that. You understand what I'm saying? But now, interracial dating is at an all-time high. Alright? So that's showing you that the standards and principles that they went by is completely out the window. Alright? So this showing you right here that their punk has been brought down to the grave. Basically it's dead. Because what's in the grave? Nothing but dead things, man. Nothing but dead things. So their punk is brought down to shit, man. Alright? So everything you see out here ain't nothing out here. Okay? There's nothing out here. But basically at the end, that's why we call it the latter end. We're the latter end of this world, man. Alright, of these times. Just getting ready to pass away. Great nuclear fire, man. Okay? Thus saith the scriptures.
Isaiah 14 verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground?
Right, exactly. Because he's son of the morning right now. Because right now we're in the nighttime. We're at midnight. Because morning is gone now. But we're at midnight now. Alright? And then we're going to enter into the morning of our kingdom. The morning of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's kingdom. And we're going to be joint heirs with him. Alright? But this man is Lucifer. Okay? The Luciferian, the light bearers of wickedness. Alright? Not of righteousness. Because when you think of light, you think of something good. No, that's wicked. He's the light bearer of wickedness, man. He has the wisdom of wickedness. And the scriptures say the wisdom of wickedness is no wisdom. It tells you that it's in the book of Sirach. Alright? Is that it, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Which did weaken the nations.
Right, so Lucifer weakened the nations. So we're not talking about a spiritual demon. We're talking about an actual man. That man is talking about the elites. Really, they're like the Edomites, the nation of Edom, were mainly the elites of Edom. The Amalekites. Okay? The top house of Esau. And they're the ones that weaken the nations, man. Deceive them. Okay? Making them worship a leprous image, man. Instead of the true image of divinity, man. Woolly hair, dark skin. Alright? But now the whole world is upholding the image of leprosy, which according to the scriptures is a plague, man. There ain't no positive about that. That's something wrong with you. That's a defect, man. That's the opposite of the image of divinity. That's a counterfeit, man. Alright? So Esau gonna deceive the nations in many, and that's just one out of many ways he's deceiving the nations. Alright? That's one out of many ways. But that's going to a different topic.
You know though, brother, if I may add one thing, because I mean, like, you know, it's not wrong with Esau doing that, because Esau, the reason why I say that, because Esau, you know, he has to put his face on the earth to say that this is what's popping. You know, this is exactly the look, because he's in power. So it's like when we get, like, for example, every nation, when they was in power, they put their face on the earth so that people recognize who's the superior race. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're going to do the same thing in the kingdom. We're going to put our face on the earth, and everybody's going to correspond with the way we do things. You know? Just wanted to add that in.
You know, but like I said, the true image is the Most High's image. According to what the Ancient of Days did sit, and his hair was like what? The pure wool. That's right. So that's the true image of being divine, being God. Yeah. But then it tells you in 2 Thessalonians how he sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. So he now trying to tell the world that, oh, the image of godliness is to have blonde hair, blue eyes, and all that bullshit, man. Alright?
Because I've been in the church, like one time, this pastor, last time, I think that's literally the last time I was in the church. And like, the pastor, he made a statement, he was speaking about Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And then he said, the statement he made that the reasons why those guys don't pop the angels, because the angels were blonde and blue eyes, man.
Fuck out here.
You know what I'm saying? Because they saw the angels, they were blonde and blue eyes, and that's the reason why them Sodomites wanted to pop those angels.
It's garbage. That's garbage. That's some garbage. See, Esau, he'll say anything, man. To boost up his self-esteem.
So like that was the Jack, that time I was in Birmingham. So that's the image that our people have of what Esau was portrayed as what the angels and what Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the angels look like, man. All blonde people with blue eyes and that pale skin, man.
See, that's the beginning of the deception, because when Pope Alexander VI and Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Caesar Borgia, when all them people came on the scene, we're talking about the Borgia's family, and they took over the Roman Catholic Church. Their main form of deception was going around the world and bringing their artwork of the Renaissance artwork, man, deceiving the nations wherever they went, whatever people that they conquered. Their mentality here was to make the nations believe, oh, what we're doing is divine. What we're doing by us killing you and taking what you have, we're justified for doing it because we're the people of God. You're supposed to serve us. You're meant to serve us. You know, you're meant to bow down and do what Master says. We have a divine right to rule over you because Jesus is white. God is white. The angels are white. And you are dirty or unclean. You're, according to Genesis, it says how Ham was meant to was cursed. No, they said not Ham. Canaan was cursed with dark skin. Yeah. Canaan was cursed with dark skin. That's what they say, right?
You alright?
They say that Canaan was cursed with dark skin. And that's how so-called black people came about. So like, you know, dark-skinned people, because you're cursed with dark skin. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're gonna fucking kill Esau, man, when the kingdom comes, man.
Thank you, brother.
When the time comes, we gonna lay them out. There's not gonna be no marriages among them. But on my way here to King's Cross, there was a marriage, and there's some bridge, man. Forget, man.
Westminster Bridge?
I think that's it. No. The Blackfriars Road.
Blackfriars Bridge.
Yeah, that bridge there. Then there was like two Edomite couple, and there was bare people behind them who were happy. The guy had shades on, wearing the white, wearing the white wedding garment. I was looking, thinking, you ain't gonna be having all that glory in the kingdom, man. There ain't gonna be no marriages among Edomites in the kingdom. You don't gonna have no splendid day and honeymoon. You ain't gonna have no fucking goodness, man, in the kingdom. Alright? None of that's gonna happen. Because Esau, he's the devil, you see. Go ahead. There was a topic I was going into. And I've got other things I want to talk about.
It's Lamentation 4:21, and it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
So rejoice, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup shall be passed unto you. Alright? So Esau got an arse whooping coming for him, man. Why do you think Yahushua made that parable about Lazarus and the rich man? And then the tables turned and showed how the rich man would receive that cup, man. He was in there luxurious in his richness and his wealth that he didn't realize that he had a cup coming for him, man. He didn't realize that he was about to drink from a cup. And that cup was defiled. Alright? So that's what we know according to reality, according to what we know as being facts. Okay? That's what's gonna happen. Alright? Can I ask you a question? Do you believe that there will be a judgment for so-called white people? Do you believe that there will be a judgment for the things that so-called white people have done on this earth?
I believe there'll be a judgment for everybody.
That's what he says, man. He tries to generalize. I didn't say everybody. I said white people.
Yeah.
There will be.
Yeah.
No?
Do you?
All right. Do you? Of course. Definitely, it's a fact.
Do you believe that black people will be judged?
Yeah, black people will be judged, but we're going to have a kingdom coming for us. We're going to rule over your people in here. We're going to rule over yours. Now, what you see, what you did to us, is we're going to do that to you.
Brother, can I add one thing in? Because he said something about how other blacks kill other blacks, right? Well, what you gotta understand is how many of your people have killed millions of people all around the world? That's what you gotta pinpoint. Okay? How many people have died due to bombs being dropped? Like for example, we can go all the way back to Nagasaki, right? Nagasaki, Japan. When they dropped that atomic bomb, it totally pretty much demolished the whole entire city. And afterwards, what happened? The people decided to suffer from all kinds of ailments because of that. And Vietnam as well. There's people in Vietnam to this very day that have birth defects at an alarming level. Why? Because they dropped bombs down there. You understand? So the reason why you have our people killing our people, because they're in a dire situation. You understand? So, but what I'm saying is this: is that what we're pinpointing right now is the wickedness of your people. And we're not. And the thing about it is, we're not mad at you. We just pretty much bringing out the precepts showing you through the Bible that you are what the Bible says you are, which is the devil, the wicked. Okay, you gotta go.
So pretty much like the wickedness that we've done can't be compared to the wickedness that your people
That's it.
You can't compare the evil and the murdering and the crime of the so-called black man and Latino man to the crime and murdering of the so-called white man. But for some strange reason, your people have been managed to deceive the world into thinking that we're the criminals, we're the bad guys. You understand what I'm saying? But really, it's your people are clean and innocent. You somehow distorted reality. But that's the common stereotype. You understand what we're talking about? Okay. We're looked at as being the bad guys, but really, and you're seen as being like the gentleman, the good guy.
I think you've got a terrible victim mentality.
Oh, wait. Let me finish. Let go.
Well, it sounds like you're preaching according to your sort of victim status.
What do you mean?
Well, as though everybody's against you.
So you don't think that people, when a black man comes, say if I stepped into a room, automatically I'm seen as being a criminal before I've done anything. Yes, it is. No, say if you're a room full of white people, Arab people, everybody looks at me like I'm the black. I'm already convicted as a criminal before I've done or said anything. I've got to prove that I'm not a gangster. I've got to prove that I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a drug dealer. I've got to prove before I've done anything. So do you believe that true or false? No, don't come on now. This is man to man. Let's be true. You know that's true. Say if we're in a room, full of people like, but you know it's true.
No,
yes, you do. You know it's true.
You're not giving me a chance to say what I believe.
Well, what do you believe?
I don't believe that's right.
You don't believe that's right?
Can I tell you what? You've got the Bibles. Are these Bibles?
These are Bibles, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
please don't take the topic.
Well, if you have a look at Romans 3, verses 10 and 12, it says, there is no one righteous, not even one.
Oh my Lord. That's what I'm talking about. This is how the devil operates. He's not set up to tell the truth.
He's sharp. But that is the Bible true?
The Bible is true, but I'm talking about reality. Say if I'm in a room, a big ass room full of Edomites, you're the Edomites, right? You're not white people. You're not white. You're Edomites. Say if I'm in a room full of people of your people, right? Of your stature, right? And I step into a room like this with a new era hat on, looking how I dress, right? Straight away, they're gonna think, yeah, he's probably like a street kind of. Automatically, they've got all these racial stereotypes about before I've said anything or done anything. Before I brought out a pocket full of weed. Before I brought out.
Sounds like you've got inverted racial stereotypes against the white man.
What do you mean?
You've got inverted, so you're thinking, you are telling me what you think of the white man.
Yeah, because we know. We don't act dumb. Don't act dumb.
I am not acting dumb.
You are. You must admit.
I'm not.
You're saying.
What if I just say I believe what the Bible says, that God has made all men and women in His image?
It does, but could I say one thing though?
Yeah,
you're old enough to know. I can tell based on how old you are. I can tell.
How old am I?
Probably about in your mid 40s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, you know what's going on. You know what's going on more than I do.
I'm happy to say.
I'm 20 plus years old, going into 30.
I'm happy to say, I know that there's been a lot of terrible and wicked and evil things that white men have done to black men. I know that.
And it's still going on.
Right. It is all over the world, yeah?
And it won't stop until your people are destroyed.
Is that your aim then, to destroy? How do you do that?
Your people need to be destroyed. Obviously, we can't do nothing. We don't have the power to do anything.
Okay, but you'd like us to destroy it?
Of course.